I'm your host, Gabrielle Hurlbut. On today's show, we will be finally getting an answer to the age-old question, Edward or Jacob? Here we have Kayla. I forgot her name for a second. Can we start over? Because I forgot her name for a second.
Did you unplug or something? Did you plug into a mic?
No.
It's an important part of the process.
It's just not plugged into anything.
It came on. Hello and welcome back to As I See It. I'm your host, Gabrielle Hurlbut. On today's show, we will be finally getting an answer to the age-old question, Edward or Jacob? Here we have Kayla, a Twilight buff who has read every book front to back 7 times and has every movie downloaded for unlimited watch on her laptop.
I do.
And here we have Zach, who's the CEO of the common clothing store chain, Vampires Are Us. So we know that this has been a debate topic ever since Twilight originated, right? So Kayla, I'm going to start with you. Why are you Team Jacob?
Here's the thing. Have you ever seen him? That's where we're going to start. If we're really going to start comparing, if we're going off of your first initial reaction, have you seen Jacob versus Edward? Edward honestly looks like a corpse, which he, I guess, sort of is since he's a vampire. Nobody wants to cuddle a corpse. So if we're thinking long-term relationship here, who's going to be there to snug in, when you're having a rough night, when you just want to get warm and cozy? It's not going to be Edward because he's literally dead.
I got 2 faults to your argument immediately. First off, Jacob, when you first look at him, his nose, it looks like he's been punched in the face repeatedly every morning of his entire life. And second off, you can't cuddle with Edward because he doesn't need to sleep. So cuddling with him doesn't make any sense because vampires don't need to sleep, Kayla.
Okay, while I respect your point there, okay, about the being punched in the face thing, which is completely inaccurate, have you ever seen him shirtless?
Of course I've seen him shirtless.
If we're gonna
I've never wanted to vomit more in my entire life.
That could be a you problem.
He is a dog.
Here's the thing.
Are you encouraging that people should be attracted to animals, Kayla?
Okay, these are both really
No answer there.
These are both really good points. So he said that he doesn't think that people should be attracted to animals. But what do you have to say to that about Edward? Because technically he's not really a human either.
Absolutely. So what do I have to say about that? The thing is, he wants to essentially kill the woman that he's in love with, which is strange because I don't know the last time that we were really encouraging murdering our lifelong partners.
Hey, I mean, whatever you gotta do to survive. I mean, Vampires Are Us, that's so we don't judge. Like, if you're trying to suck somebody's blood or just, like, buy a cape or, like, some cool fangs, that's all we really care about. It's not like our personality completely shifts when, oh my God, it's nighttime and the moon is out. Like, what the hell is that all about?
Okay,
like, he starts howling, he gets a bunch of fur. That's unbelievable. He becomes a vicious monster.
He leaves their home in the middle of the night so that he can go out and murder people to drink their blood so that he can stay alive. So I'm a little confused on where you think that he's more ethically acceptable.
At least Edward
because he literally leaves to murder people to drink their blood.
At least Edward has a purpose, and he's got blood banks. If you really did read the book, his purpose is to go around and feed himself, and he drinks pig's blood.
What is he contributing to the community? Because I'm pretty sure Jake and the rest of his clan are actually.
He's a vicious monster. He has no control over himself.
First of all, in the entire
movie series,
he's a rebel
without a
Jacob
cause.
Kill anyone that was not a threat to Bella? No. Answer, no.
Not in the movie series, but they leave out all those parts from the book that were more interesting and much more violent.
Let's just bring up New Moon. I don't know if you're familiar with that section of the story,
I am not.
but
I'm
in
not
New
familiar with
Moon,
the series
who
at
was
all.
there? Who was there for Bella when Edward just decided, you know what, enough is enough. I can't take this dress. It's going to be better for you, Bella, if I leave and abandon you, leaving you in danger. Who was there?
Hey, I mean,
Who was
you
there
know,
to protect her because it wasn't
sometimes
Edward?
somebody needs space once in a while. You know, Edward
Space
had some
for-
things to work
for
out
what was
and
it?
figure
Can we
out
just
his
check the
time
time
or
on
whatever.
that? A year and a half he was gone?
Yeah, man. I mean,
need
you
that
know,
much
the time he
time?
needs, the time he need. Are you doubting that some people like need some time to de-stress and some me time? Are you saying that mental health doesn't exist, Kayla
If we're
Tyler?
going to bring mental health into the conversation.
Okay, that mental health is a completely different topic. That's not really what we're talking about here, guys. Okay, so I have another question for both of you. You both have brought up really, really good points that have indicated whether or not Edward or Jacob is better for Bella, but ultimately, who do you think essentially when it comes down to it is more loyal to her? And whether that would be from one particular experience that you've seen or throughout the entire length of the series, start to finish, who do you think proves their loyalty and love for her more?
Well, Gabby, I'd like to say right off the bat that Edward clearly has a higher capacity for loyalty because he's literally immortal and cannot die. So as long as Bella decides to live, he can live too. And I don't think Jacob in his stupid dog body can do anything close to that. Dog years are way shorter. It's like 1 human year to 7 dog years. He's going to be dead in like 5 minutes. This guy, Edward, never dies. Clearly more loyal.
Okay,
Don't give
I
me
don't
any
know
man's
how
best friend
longevity
crap
has a lot
either.
to do with loyalty. I'm pretty sure they don't correlate in any way. But if we're really talking about loyalty, we're talking about building a relationship, growing together, okay? Edward has lived for hundreds of years. He's
right.
matured. He's gone through a million things. He's seen the bad, the good, whatever that has happened. He's not growing with her. Jacob, he's got one life, like Bella, okay?
It's
and
gonna
so
end
they
in
are
5
able
minutes.
to grow together. They're able to start from the beginning of their lives, grow old age, and then eventually die, which, like all good relationships, they end in death.
You know what? I don't even know what to say to that. All good relationships end in death. I gotta give that one to you. That is, yeah, no, you're welcome. You gotta be civil once in a while. Like when Edward decided to leave for a year and a half to get some space.
Yeah, I mean, she did bring up a good point about all good relationships ending in death. And, I mean, people do die. And technically, neither Jacob or Edward is a person. So how do you feel that Edward...
If we're just going to throw in really quickly the familial aspect, Edward's family doesn't even really want Bella around. They're all also dead. No one can procreate. What if it was very important to Bella to start a family and she couldn't, but she did, so. But what if she wanted to and she couldn't because vampires
So now
can't
you're just
procreate?
making up like points that don't even have any relevance.
I
You're
forgot
saying,
that
well,
she did get pregnant.
see, if this happens, but it didn't really happen, but if it might happen, then it could be a point. You're really grasping at straws here.
Here's
it's
the thing.
unbelievable.
He has
Vampires
Jacob
don't
has
need
a
straws.
family
They just go directly from the vein.
from the neck. So back to the murder. Thanks.
Okay, thank you guys. That's all that we really have time for today. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll be finding out the answer to that question anytime soon. But thank you both for coming on the show with me. I appreciate it. Maybe you guys can come back another time and we can really figure this out. Coming up after the break, we will find out which is the more dynamic duo, Troy and Gabriella or Kim Possible and Ron Stoppable. Stay with us.